Hello Q-Steppers and fellow R coders, and welcome to another tutorial in the series of How to in R. This tutorial will cover how to import different types of data files into R, including comma-separated values, text files, tab-separated files, files from other programming formats, including Stata, SAS and SPSS. We'll also cover how to import R data files and data in Excel format. Now, one of the easiest ways to environment is to use the file choose command. You can use this option for CSV and DTA files, although for DTA files, you must load the foreign package beforehand. So when reading data in the case of all file types, we need to assign the name that will be in the global environment. I would suggest keeping this as simple as possible, as you will be typing this multiple times. After the assignment operator, we use the read CSV function. We then place file choose inside the brackets. When we run this code, a file window will pop open. You can search for the relevant file and click on Open. Remember to choose a CSV file, since that's the argument that you are using. If using DTA, you can use the read.dta command. So if you click on Open, you will see that the data is now in the global environment. As stated, this is a very simple option to use in R to import data. However, this method does have its drawbacks. If you are using R Markdown, the document will not knit. So it could be said it's best practice to import data by setting the working directory, then using the appropriate code for that file. So to use the following options, you must set the file path by setting the working directory. If you're unsure on how to do this, check out the How to Set the Working Directory tutorial in this series. To import a comma-separated value or CSV file, we use the read.csv command. We then place the name of the file as it is in your file folder in quotations. If your data has missing values represented by NA, we also include the NA equals NA argument. This will let R know that your data has missing values. It's best practice to try and find this out before importing your data into R, as some missing values can be characterized in other ways. We can include the header equals true argument. This lets R know to use the first row as variable names. The row.names equal one argument will include row names in your data. By checking the data beforehand, you can change which row you use. For simplicity, we'll use row 1. However, if the data holds duplicate names, this will not work. So if we run that code, you will now see that the data is in the global environment. Sometimes your data can be separated by tabs instead of commas. So we use the read.table command. Again, placing the file name inside the quotation marks. And if there's NA, we use the NA.equals NA argument. The sep equals /t denotes the data is separated by tabs. So run that again, and we can see the data is now in the global environment. To import text files into R, for example, news articles for text analysis. We can also use the read.table. You can also let R know if the data is separated by tabs as before, by commas, or just white space. Again, you can check this beforehand. A lot of coders and programmers like to transfer files into R from other programming languages. To import a file from Stata, we use the read.dta command from the foreign package. This is for older versions of Stata data files. Run that code. So for newer versions, you can use the read_dta from the Haven package. For SPSS files, we can use the read_sav. We use the read_sas. Another data file that I came across during my QStep course was R data files. These files can include complete workspaces, including code, files, and data preloaded into the global environment. To import this, we simply use the load function in R with the file path in quotations. So if we load that, and you will see in the global environment, this has come up as data2 in the global environment. Not all data will come in tidy teaching form that we're accustomed to during our QStep course. Data files downloaded from governmental websites can include many sheets of data in the one Excel file. So if we have a look at the most recent version of the Scottish Index of Multiple Deprivation, there are 3 sheets in total. You can see we have a contents page, we have the indicator descriptions, which we would use as a code book, and then we have the data that we would want to import into R. So how do we choose the correct sheet for analysis? So if we pop back over to R, so how do we choose the correct sheet for analysis? So we can use the read Excel package and use the read_Excel function. Again, we place the file in the quotations. We can then specify which sheet. So we previously used the NA equals NA argument, but for this data, we can see that missing values are represented by asterisks. So instead of NA, we place an asterisk in the NA argument. So if we run this code, we'll just tidy up this global environment. So if we run read Excel, then SIMD read_Excel, we will now see that the data is in the global environment. Lastly, we'll cover how to use the file panes to import data into R. Now, up here, you can search through relevant files. If you go into the file, now if you right-click on the file, let's load this SIMD 20 in CSV. So right-click on the file, import dataset. A window will pop open and you will have a preview of the data. You can see that the code is down here at the bottom. Once the data loads, you will see that you can change things around at the bottom, okay? So if we wanted column names equals false, but obviously you would want to include that, You can open Data Viewer, which is this code here. And you can obviously include if there's any in there as well. So let's import that into our global environment. And because we use the view function, the data will open up in another window. Hopefully this tutorial has got you familiar with how to load in different types of data files into R. So happy coding to you steppers, and remember to subscribe to our social media channels, and thank you for watching.